Hey everyone, welcome back to Devlog number 3. In this episode, it's going to be a bit shorter because I have everything set up. And actually, it already works pretty well. So I'm just going to give you a quick preview of what I was trying to do and just how we got there. So in this case, I've built myself a small van and I wanted to rig it up so that I can use the doors to then in future spawn loot inside the doors or in the back or in the boot of it. And it actually works pretty well. Now ignore the labels, they're just placeholders, but essentially what you can do is you can click on each door and they all work. And I think you should be able to hear the sound as well. We can close them again. If I can click on the right ones. And these ones over here as well. So that works pretty well already. And the most important thing for this is I've actually managed to put it into a class that automatically sort of looks for all the triggers and like where the handles are and where it should attach the UI labels to. So in future, I can just create or model a new car in Blender, and as long as I have the correct labels in Blender, I can pretty much rig everything up in Blender and just bring in the model and it should work out of the box. All right, let's take a look at how I did it in Blender. All right, so here I am in Blender, um, and basically what it looks like here, if I scroll through the animation, it's basically all the animations together for all the doors. I still have a few issues here as well with the normals that I need to fix. Um, but essentially, what it comes down to is um, I have empties in here. So, for example, this one here, this is an empty, and that's basically what I use to mark where the handles should go or where the UI is essentially being tracked in Three.js. And then around here, I have the door parented to this so that I can animate it here. And on some of them, I haven't done it on all of them, but for example, on this one, I also have constraints so that I can only open it 65 degrees. So it won't go any further. It's just a bit easier when I'm animating it, but I didn't actually need that. I think it was just more of a learning exercise than anything with the constraints. So that's basically what it looks like. And then the other thing as well is, so we have these empties here. You can see the naming convention door underscore trunk underscore or underscore trigger. And then the animation that goes with that is door underscore trunk underscore or underscore open. So that's the important part. It's the trigger and the open are the keywords that are being used to match everything once it goes over into Three.js. So if we switch over and have a look at the code, essentially what happens is, so I have this is my car class, and the car has a bunch of doors. So this is not specific to this van now. This could be used on anything. The car has a bunch of doors. I come in, I load the model, I init the model. This is in a subclass here. It basically just loads it in, gets everything. It loads all the animations for me already and adds it to the Three.js scene. Um, and then the most important part here is the set triggers. We'll get to that in a second. I'm just adding a gray material for now, and that it casts shadows. And then set triggers is sort of the important part here, which once we come in here, I loop through all the children. If it has a child again, I'll loop through it again to recursively go in. I could set it up that all the triggers are top level, but I was just being messy in Blender. I could do it cleaner, so I wouldn't have to do this. The to keep looping into all the children. Um, so essentially, this is where I create my label. I add an event listener onto the label. We'll get to that in a second as well. And here is the triggers that we had in Blender. So we've got trigger here, we've got open, and I'm basically replacing them. So the child name is, for example, the trigger. I replace trigger with open. That's going to be my animation then. And I push that into the array of doors that I have, meaning that the way I use it now is, for example, I have const van is equal to new car, and then I just give the name of the model that I have in my sources, and it will just automatically go in, find all the triggers, get the related animations with it, and add it onto the array. And then what happens then is on the event listener, when I click on something, it gets the item back out again based on the name, um, checks if it's already open, starts playing the animation, and I also added in a sound. And I think the interesting part here about the sound is I actually set detune so that every time a door opens or closes, um, it just sounds a bit different. You'll notice it, that it's not always the exact same sound coming in. And then when it's finished, we just set it to is open is the opposite of what it currently was. Um, and that's pretty much all it is. It works pretty well. And now in future, I can just, if I create a new car model, all I need to do in Blender is set the correct triggers, and it will automatically work once I import it into here. And I can start opening and closing the doors associated with the triggers. All right, we'll see you in the next one.